Man, we have never seen Jaden favoritism quite like this. Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bro here. And, well, we all know the problem with Dragonic Neos by now. We know the problem with Dragonic Contact by now. But, let's just say this. Let's go in here for a second. And, what does this tell you? Oh, hey, Valor moved into the top spot, imagine that. But yeah, most of the top cards among the top 50 in popularity are Hero. The exception being Blue Eye stuff, a little bit of Shark with Abyss Dweller, and a couple of other things like the Link, because, you know, Predaplants are still a thing. And as for skills, yeah, Dragonic Contact overtook Battle Chronicle. A skill that, realistically, I don't think it would have ever been overtaken. Because of freaking Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. You know, the DM fanboys love their, well, easy support. So when Battle Chronicle is overtaken because of it being a popular noob skill, when Dragonic Contact is even worse about that, you know something's wrong. So, it's time to look into what needs to be done to change Dragonic Neos, and also Invoke Neos. There's other Neos variants, or decks that can search Neos Fusion, because, you know, Darling, Tonia Cobra, and Predaplants can do it. A bunch of other things. So, let's get right into it. First things first, Dragonic Contact. So, the second effect of the skill, I think must only be activatable once per turn and twice per duel at the absolute most. Once per duel is probably the most fitting. Once per turn, twice per duel also gives you at least a little bit of recursion if, you know, the opponent happens to have a way to actually break through you. You can at least recover, maybe, but I don't think it's the best idea, personally. Maybe once per duel is probably the best choice. It's either that or once per turn and twice per duel, absolute max. Second, the main deck must now not just contain Rainbow Dragon. We need more restrictions on this. This must now contain no monsters other than level 4 lower warrior monsters, elemental hero Neos, and level 10 monsters. Additionally, the Wind Armed Dragon monster, if you choose to bring that out, can no longer be treated as having been special summoned by the effect of an armed dragon monster. So you get no more indestructible by battle armed dragon thunder level 10. You don't get the quick effect, so you take that out of the deck entirely, which is really good. Third, the extra deck must now have a restriction of containing no monsters other than elemental hero and Neos fusion monsters with different names. This way you can no longer load up on multiple sunrises. Additionally, furthermore, for good measure, you can only add super polymerization once per duel, and if you add that, you also cannot add polymerization. You either have to pick one or the other, not both. Maybe that would be a little bit of overkill, but at the same time, honestly, Dragonic Contact has been deemed to be nerfed like hell because of what it's done to the format. And if you think that's all we're doing to Dragonic Neos, you're insane. So, with us now having actual proper deck restrictions, it takes the hand traps out of the deck. Good. Now forcing you to play Emergency Call instead, which means you have to go into the new box. Or just play more of the draw engine, but we'll get to why that won't work in a moment. Also good. So, next up, is card limits. There is a few cards that theoretically could get limited. One of which is the emergency call, but I don't have that yet. But that could be a limit 3 since it's a wildcard search. But I don't think that'll be what happens here. The main ones I expect. Let's start off with the elephants in the room. Crosskeeper and Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. I very much expect Liquid Soldier to go to 3. It's a draw engine card. It's a really powerful draw engine card at that. It's also just been in the game for quite a while now. Yeah. Liquid Soldier, probably going to be the one to go to limit 3. Furthermore, Neos Fusion. I need to talk about this thing, because this thing is an abomination of a mistake at this point. Because of stuff like Invoke Neos being a thing, this means Mechaba and Rainbow Neos, or Predaplants being able to search Neos Fusion to make Rainbow Neos. And Rainbow Neos is just a pain to run over. So, Neos Fusion absolutely has to go back to 3. I would prefer 2, personally. And if you do that to limit 2, then you absolutely have to put Crosskeeper to 3 as well. Stratos could probably also get hit to 3. I'm not too sure on that one, though, considering it's their party starter. But then it would mean you'd also have to play more emergency calls, so you'd have to go into the new box. Because you don't necessarily need the new box, either. Now, there is talk of Rainbow Neos going to 1, which would contest Super Poly. That would also defeat the point of the skill, just by design, even if you were to, like, gut the skill entirely. But I'm also not sure. Maybe it might have to, and instead of searching Super Poly, you can search, like, Miracle Contact or something. I don't know. It's either that or, like, Miracle Fusion or something, but then again, we have Sunrise to do that already as it is. But there's a lot of nerfs that need to be done to Dragonic Contact. So, at the moment, absolutely skill nerfs, like, to take hand traps out of the deck, to take Armed Dragon Thunder level 10 out of the deck, to add restrictions on the skill so you can't just use it multiple freaking times a duel, at most twice, but once is also probably going to be all you really need, most of the time anyway. Additionally, absolutely Liquid Soldier to 3. It kind of has to happen. I would think Crosskeeper to 3 as well. Neos Fusion probably also to 3 would happen. I'd prefer 2, but that's just me. But in the case of Invoke Neos being a thing, Alistair the Invoker definitely will have to go back to 3 if this becomes a problem, and I hate that it could become a problem. But nonetheless. But like, Liquid Soldier and Crosskeeper are definites for limit 3. I prefer limit 2 on Neos Fusion, that's just me. So, like, theoretically, we take Armed Dragon Thunder level 10 out, we take the hand traps out, we take our Eclipses out, and we take out a Neos Fusion because now it's limit 2. What would you substitute in? Well, obviously another Neo Space Connector, because Neo Space Connector is actually a really good card. Additionally, you have 6 more slots you can run just freely. So you could maybe like run a 3rd droplet, you could run cosmics. Run your triple E. Or if like all those get limit 3, you do like this, run the E. Play the 1 Neos Fusion, because Neos Fusion's still kind of dumb. Or actually, no, you take Crosskeeper out altogether. You play the Neos Fusions at 2. And you probably take out... Armed Neos, maybe, because you won't need it anymore, but I don't know. You still have this, you still have a pretty consistent build, you just don't have so many draws anymore. So you have your triple E. And I guess, like... Well, let's see if this works now. But yeah, your triple E, I don't know why this is still bugged. And you'd still have at least something consistent. You'd still have enough searchers, you'd still have enough ways to play. And with the skill being nerfed severely, not only do you no longer have a way to add both Poly and Super Poly, which also means your Armed Dragon Thunder level 10 just wouldn't have worked anyway, but we take it out of the deck regardless, so who cares? We still have at least enough ways to get what we need and play the game we need to play. And also, maybe instead of like the level 4 lower warrior monsters, like anything that mentions Elemental Hero in its text or Neospatian. And the level 10 monsters, obviously. So, there's that. You maybe would like throw in a second Rainbow Dragon for consistency. Triple E. And I guess... I don't know. Maybe like Book of Moon or something, I don't know. It's either Book of Moon or... Where is it? Your Lances. Or your Chalices if you have those. But either way, you'd have something like this, and you'd still have at least a way to play. So, definitely a few limit 3s need to happen. The skill needs to be absolutely wrecked. If you want to do a limit 2 for good measure, I'm not sure what you'd do. They also theoretically could just hit Stratos to 3 or something like that on top of all this, and that would be a huge hit. But I'm not sure what they do from here. We'll have to see how things go. But this skill and this deck in general does need to be heavily nerfed. There's no defending this. There's no getting around this fact. So, I'm not sure where we go from here. But hopefully, someone at Konami decides to realize, hey, this is an actual problem. We need to do something about this. But, with that said, that's all I can really think of. Definitely skill hits. Definitely Liquid Soldier and Crosskeeper to 3. Neos Fusion will probably go to 3, I'm not sure. And as for a limit 2, I don't know what they could do. Oh wait, no, I do know what they could probably do. Miracle Fusion. It's a free card now in box chips. So that takes something like Kiteroid out. That takes basically a good number of limit 2s out. Although it wouldn't matter too much considering, you know, most limit 2s aren't played in this anyway. But if you wanted to do like a limit 2, that or maybe Sunrise, I'm not sure about Sunrise though, would be an interesting choice. But then again, like, maybe both Sunrise and Miracle Fusion, so you only get one of each, or like Brave Neos and Miracle Fusion. I'm not sure what you'd do. But definitely those 3 are probably going to get limit 3'd. The skill needs to be heavily nerfed in several ways. Several. And I'm not sure where else you go from there. But at the very least, that'd be a start, and only a start, in making Dragonic Neos a lot more tolerable. Takes out the hand traps, takes out the Armed Dragon Thunder level 10, takes out the Eclipses, takes out any limit 3 staple, really. Actually, Droplet might end up going to 3 as well at some point. I'm not sure if it will, but it might. It's a really powerful card that just can win games by itself. It's dumb. It can just be a free win condition for board breaking. It's ridiculous. But either way, there's no doubt Dragonic Neos needs to be hit hard. And these are just my starting suggestions. If anything else needs to actually happen, like maybe if the Rainbow Neos Limit 1 absolutely has to happen, then we'll see where things go from there. But until then, we'll have to figure things out over time. We'll have to figure out ways to actually get around this stuff, or just play the mirror match all day, because that's all you're going to see, really. But with that, that's all I really have to say for now. Figured I'd make this a quick little thing to discuss, like, potential hits for Dragonic Neos that actually need to happen in order to actually bring this thing way more in line. Now, I'm not going to try and be hypocritical and say USA needs something this busted. No, we need something that's both strong as hell, maybe a little bit on the busted side, but also fun to play and creative to go against. Like, every time you see it, you're seeing something new. And I think, again, Junk Speeder is going to be a good start for that. Revolution Synchron coming up is definitely going to be an interesting start. I've already got ways to figure out something for that. But we'll see where things go from there once I actually get it, because I need to build my gems back up. That freaking deck build box really did not want to work with me. But, anyhow, that's all I have to say for this video. I want to know what you guys think about hitting Dragonic Neos and how you would do it, without, like, outright stating, oh, just take the skill out of the game, or take this out of the game. That's just, you know, not the healthiest logic. I mean, obviously it needs to get obliterated, but nonetheless. Either way, until the next video, whatever it might be. Later, guys.